Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late January, moving into February 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. My gods, talk to me. What do we got for Saggy here? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy. Late January, early February. We are in Aquarius season, my friends. Let's see what's happening. Please get this first card out for my friends nice and quick. Thank you very much. Very spiritual energy we're picking up front, okay? And I know Saggies are the philosophers and the spiritualists of the zodiac, and I'm picking that up here with this. We have this alchemist, right? And it does remind me of the hermit as well. We'll talk about this. There's a lot of spiritual connotations, but also a card of focus as well. But before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So I do always say this reminds me of the Hermit quite a bit. So for a portion of you might be connected to Virgo. Obviously not every single one of you. But notice we have this alchemist here. They have the alchemical symbol of the sun right on their third eye, illumination. Also focusing on this potion, this creation. So there's a lot of layers, a lot of undertones to this card. First and foremost, with the spiritual and wisdom connection for a lot of you, your philosophical side or your wisdom side could be extra amped up. You could be searching for information when this card is here. It's also a focused energy. So there might be something you are laser lock focused on, or someone that could be focused on you, right, when this is here. So just know, we'll see what shows up within the reading itself. But there is like something under the magnifying glass, whether you or somebody else. But this is also a card of creation, manifestation. So I really like the energy that I'm seeing. For some of you might need to adjust your focus in regards to something, look at something from a different angle, but I really like what I'm picking up and feeling here. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card there, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. So let's see what's happening. Shuffle it up for Saggy, please. While we get this deck ready, talk about last week's reading, my friends. Your reading, it was a niche type of reading. To me, it was titled An Emotional Break. And for those of you that needed to hear that, I was picking up a bit of an emotional heaviness around the Saggy collective, that there could be, maybe still, somebody that needs to really disconnect their emotions from something for a while, or needs some recuperation. Literally an emotional break, because it was showing up in multiple areas, multiple places within the reading itself, okay? But we're going to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because we might be seeing your vibe. We might be seeing somebody you're connected to, right? You know how tarot goes. Let's get these first 3 cards out for Saggy, please. Guides and Spirit Team. Late January, early February. Beautiful. All right. High Priestess, very mysterious type of energy. She could mean a lot of different things. Yeah, we're going to check her out. Very spiritual as well. But the High Priestess has some secrets to her, though, no? Let's get a couple more. Very intuitive, very locked in. Okay. A lot of internal energy here, Saggy. Okay, I'm not saying it's just like last week with the emotions, but we have the Queen of Pentacles now. Queens and divine feminine energy is all about the internal. Let's get one more, and we'll really start to piece this together. Quick. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords. A little stressed out here. Okay, and remember, this doesn't have to be your energy. Could be, it doesn't have to be. But yeah, someone's stressing something in a very big way. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, we do have a mixture of elements happening here. We have some water, we have some earth, we have some air. So whether this is all separate situations or just different aspects of the same thing, all of these top 3 cards are inherently internal. Now, I often say Pentacles could represent the outer world, right? Where as water and air, they represent the mind and the heart. she is a queen, and they represent how someone feels inside, their sense of stability. So we have a lot going on internally here. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number one, we have the High Priestess. Now, classically, the zodiac sign that she's connected to is Pisces, so you might be connected to one. I tend to link her to all the water signs, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, could be representing any one of the three. But she is the matron of psychics, intuitives, and tarot readers. So whenever we see this High Priestess, there's that spiritual connection. There's that connection to your intuition and your guides, stuff like that. Listening to the subconscious mind. But an aspect of this High Priestess is also secrecy, the hidden world, the inner world. So whether it is information or whether this is something, a situation, she is kind of the unknown, something you don't know. So similar to the moon, similar to Two of Swords, when I see her, I think of the surprising or the unexpected. So we'll really want to clarify her and see what's happening. But the fact that she is an aspect of the divine feminine right next to a queen, this could be how someone is feeling deep down on the inside. Very watery type of energy. It's very intense. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Pentacles, earth sign energy. So you might be connected to an earth sign as well. So we already got half the zodiac out here. So Cancer, not Cancer. We have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn here. And when I see any queen, as I already mentioned, they represent the internal aspects of the suit they're in. So this Queen of Pentacles, yes, she is material abundant. Material abundance in many different forms. She could represent blessings and fertility and possibilities, especially next to a card of water. But she can also represent somebody's sense of stability. Okay, so there could be something happening with your sense of stability or someone you're connected to, their sense of stability, whether it's in a situation or life in general. But I see her as a card of good things. Okay, until a clarifier tells me otherwise, I see her, I think of wins, victories, and blessings. So this might turn out very well, which is why this last card does seem quite perplexing in comparison. Now, whether this is your energy or someone that you're linked to, there's a lot going on the inside. There's an intensity here. We have the Nine of Swords. Now, you don't need to be an expert in tarot to understand what this card means. We see this individual, they're in their bed, they got their hands in their face, they're going through one. For some of you, it could be simple. Maybe you don't have the most healthy sleep patterns right now. Maybe you need more rest. Maybe you need more sleep. This could be you having a lot of vivid dreams, hopefully not nightmares, but Spirit could be asking you to watch your dreams and what comes through in the dream state here. This is one of my cards that I do link to the paranormal. Same could be said with the High Priestess. So for a lot of Saggies, your empathy, your intuition could be extra heightened in this time. You could be extra sensitive to any sort of energetic overload. Okay, so make sure you're grounding yourself, cleansing yourself, stuff like that. But if we were to keep it simple with this Nine of Swords, this is someone that's very stressed out, anxious, or nervous. And when we tie it in with all this internal energy and this mystery, this stability, there could be someone that you're linked to that's going through a very difficult time. And I want to dive deeper on all of it. So let's do that, Saggy. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Saggy friends. Let's see what's happening. Guides and Spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that High Priestess. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. It won't offend me, my friends. Let's get it going. Why is that High Priestess here? Please. Really want to get over to that Nine of Swords as well. Thank you. Unplanned. Okay. Yeah, this could be an unexpected or a surprising situation popping up out of nowhere, and I feel like you had this a couple of weeks ago as well, and it's an energy that is still lingering around you, so keep that in mind as we move forward throughout the rest of the reading. Now, the Two of Wands is generally a card of, as with all twos, they could represent partnerships, they could represent decisions and choices. Spirit could easily be telling you to like use your gut in regards to a choice. Like if you feel it, do it. Don't second guess it, which I would never go by, right? I always like to use a mix of both intuition and logic, but Spirit could be asking somebody to really go with their intuition, what their gut is telling them here. But this, aside from all the other things I spoke about, the Two of Wands is a card of strategy. It's a card of planning. And when it's in reverse, it's the unplanned. It's the unexpected, like we were seeing last week. So this is literally Spirit saying, like, yeah, there could be a big situation where a lot is changing. There's a lot in flux right now. So I wouldn't be surprised to see any sort of unplanned or unexpected changes popping up in this time. And we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the reading, especially when we have stability, but we also have nervousness here. I feel like there's a lot of moving energy, a lot of moving parts in this week's reading for you, Sagittarius. And that doesn't have to mean that this is a complete and total warning within this. But I just have to say, yeah, Two of Wands could also represent travel. Some of you might spontaneously want to travel somewhere. This could represent distance. You might want to spontaneously reach out to someone where there's a distance or a separation. So a lot of these things could happen as well, aside from the unexpected shifts and changes or situations in general. So we're just going to put that down there. Let's keep moving over. I mean, it is what it is, right? Sometimes there's things in life that we can't control. But we'll talk about that some more. I felt like there was a lot of messages there just for a 2-card reading. So we'll talk more about that in the recap. Let's go in on that Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, it could be your feelings, choices, changes, so many things. But why is that Queen of Pentacles here? Thank you. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, and this is another thing that's been popping up for other signs recently anyway, where somebody's just tired of feeling a specific way. Okay, so in this time, there could be some of you, there could be an emotion or a feeling, whether it's an ailment, that it's like, yeah, I don't want to feel that anymore. Okay, or like I'm over it type of energy. Okay, now I'm not saying that there's someone saying, hey, I'm over Sagittarius, screw that, screw them. It's nothing like that. But the 5 of Pentacles in reverse underneath, the Queen of Pentacles is literally saying, I need some stability here. Okay, this to me is a card of loneliness. It's a card of isolation. It's a card of solitude. And it's a destitute type of energy, a card of abandonment. So when I see it in reverse under a beautiful card like this Queen of Pentacles, it's someone just saying, I just want to feel good, right? I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to fight this. I don't want to fight that. Is it too much to ask to feel okay? Okay, it's heavy. It's heavy what I'm picking up here. And I'm not going to overcomplicate the message. It is what it is. Some of you, yeah, watch out for money issues. Okay, in this time, or issues with work in particular. So for a portion of you, that could be a big thing here. Watch out for the budgetary or work issues, things like that. But the main thing I'm picking up is someone saying, I just want to feel good. Okay, don't we all though, right? Let's keep moving over to the 9 of Swords. We all want to feel good, right? But let's see what the 9 of Swords has to say. Because with all this mystery, intuitive energies, there's so much internal happening. Really want to see what that 9 of Swords has to say. So let's do that. Let's see what the 9 of Swords is clarified by, please, guides and spirit team. Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow card. And we're going to have to recap this. There's a lot of stuff going on. So why is that 9 of Swords here? I mean, it's coming through straightforward. Yeah, somebody's a hot mess here. Someone, at least internally, we have the 5 of Wands underneath this 9 of Swords. And 5 of Wands is a card of conflict, right? You don't have to be once again, I did say they're coming through straightforward. You don't have to be an expert to know what the 9 of Swords means. You don't have to be an expert to know what the 5 of Wands means either, right? You see the people, they're beating the crap out of each other with sticks. So when I see it underneath this 9 of Swords, it could be someone who's like, yeah, I don't want to fight anymore, but I'm getting this, someone's head is like this, right? Like you ever see in cartoons where like, thought patterns are like brawling inside someone's brain. It's giving me that vibe. So this could be someone, whether they're super stressed, anxious, nervous, any of those, or just mentally they're going through a very difficult time. They're a mess. Like that's the big vibe I'm picking up here. Not saying it's you. Once again, there's no judgment here with these cards. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging other people. There just feels to be so much internally here, Sagittarius. If this is you, you might need some sort of outlet for this energy. Conflicted feelings. Now, for another portion of you, if there is somebody who is in conflict with you, they don't want to be. Okay? Whether you believe it or you don't, when I have this 5 of Wands underneath the 9 of Swords, it's someone who doesn't want to be in conflict. They might want to make things right or mend something. So let's go through and do a quick recap here. Lots of different elements, Lots of different things happening, lots of messages. Only take what applies to you. But there's a little bit of a volatility to this week's reading. If you kindly look in the box before the shadow card, position number 1, we have the High Priestess with the 2 of Wands in reverse. This is just screaming, expecting unexpected. Now, for some of you, if you have to make a choice or a decision, if you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, Spirit's asking you to just go with what your gut tells you is right. For another portion of you, when I see this, you might spontaneously take a trip. You might spontaneously travel or even reach out to somebody that you've been separated from. That could show up, whether someone does that or you do that. There's a possibility, but it's just expect the unexpected here, okay? Whether it's changes or otherwise. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Pentacles with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Watch out for issues in regards to money. Watch out for issues in regards to work. But this, to me, is someone that just wants to feel good. They just want to feel okay. They're tired of feeling a certain way. And I get it. And I understand. And I agree. Moving to the back end, we have the 9 of Swords with the 5 of Wands in the upright. Someone mentally, they're very much stressed, anxious, nervous, whatever you want to call it, where their mind is a bit of a mess here. And they don't want to fight, right? They might want to make something right as well. So do you will with that, Sagittarius? I mean, whether that's your vibe or somebody else's, this individual may need an outlet for this energy. So let's get you a shadow card. Nothing else to say about that. Please take a screenshot. Let's shuffle it up one time and see what's in the shadows for my Saggy friends, please. Oh yes, my friends. I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end. I would say it's cool. We could just see whether it's something you don't quite see. Maybe it's something within you. A shadow card doesn't always have to be a challenge, so it might be a good thing too. Let's see what's up. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll leave a link for it in the comments below. It is a beautiful way to support the channel. And yeah, I appreciate and have much love for all my channel members. No pressure though. Let's get you one shadow card. What do we got? Thank you. Hey, we got the Seeker, aka the Fool card. Okay, one of your fellow fire signs. This is the card that represents the Aries collective. Now, yes, in this deck, they call it the Seeker. Kind of like what I was seeing in this very beginning, like with the wisdom. So there is this connection to spirit, where spirit telling you, like, hey, keep seeking, look for that information, find it. The philosophical energy is showing up as bookends to this reading with all this other stuff going on. But whenever I see the Fool, it does represent new beginnings. If you're not connected to an Aries in particular, the Fool, the Seeker, is all about starting that new journey or new beginning. This is a really, really good card. There are little warnings whenever the Fool shows up. It could be spirit telling you not to be too spontaneous with anything, or do your due diligence. Okay, that's sound advice to go by with whatever it is you might be dealing with. Try not to be too spontaneous. Do your due diligence, especially with some of the cards we were seeing within the reading itself. But the Fool, to me, is a very exciting type of card. It's a jokester type of energy, and it's very lighthearted. It doesn't always have to be a challenge. So this could even be spirit telling you to, like, yeah, jump at that new idea, take that action. If you're thinking it, make it happen. Just do your due diligence about it. Make sure you're doing something that you want to be doing. So do with that what you will, Sagittarius. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The January subscriber surprise. For the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls tarot deck. It's one of my favorite new decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what are one of your biggest goals for this year that we just entered into? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab at random. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.